What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Heard about the midpoint of the group, aren't you?
Yeah, about that.
Okay, just trying to get a feel for, you know, how long I'm off the obstacle till the mid part of the group's on it, and then the tail.
Welcome back, everybody. We are on the Backway To Crown King. We're pre-running it for the Jeep Jamboree. We're at the first obstacle here. Gladiator's working its way through there.
What kind of help does he need? Do you need me to stop?
We got a pretty sizable group. And there's our first obstacle right there.
Jeep, it's his first time.
There are 11 obstacles on this trail, and they get progressively tougher and tougher along the way.
I am at the second obstacle now. The bypass is on the right, and going up the obstacle there are 3 lines. The hardest is the middle. The second hardest is probably the left, and the third or least hard line is on the far right.
We're trying a new camera angle. We've kind of played around with this a little bit. Give you more of a perspective from inside the front of the Jeep. There's the front of our group.
Did you skid or have some tire rub?
So this is a very, very long day on the trail. It's a blast, though. This trail is really cool. It's also a badge of honor trail. It's very popular. And we love it. I can't tell you how many times I've been up and down this trail. It's like we're heading up that third obstacle right ahead. Ooh, Chris, I remember when you did that obstacle on your factory tires. Chris is trying to decide if he wants 35s or 37s, but these 33s seem to be doing pretty good. I'm gonna have to like dig that up out of the first video and put it in right here.
Show the difference between 37s and 33s.
About 4 inches.
Well, actually 3.5, but who's counting? Chad, you hit that third obstacle yet?
I am just lining up on it right now.
Jason, look at that view in your side view mirror looking back. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, you can actually see a little bit of Lake Pleasant. I don't know if that's probably smog in the air, but it is what it is.
That's a steep one. Chad, not in the Bat Jeep. Just cleared the third obstacle.
Only one Chad can drive the Bat Jeep.
Oh, yes, sir. I just couldn't help myself. That was almost as good as that moment where he goes, "I am Batman."
How come to this day you still haven't put Chewy on your Jeep?
You know,
We have magnets.
I've thought about putting it on the hood, and I think about it periodically, but I either just haven't found somebody to do it or haven't thought about it, and it just kind of slips in my mind. Maybe I could find somebody that can do a wrap of the hood with just Chewbacca's face.
Then you'll need to get a horn that goes.
Yeah.
Ah, I like it. It's a great idea.
That would be awesome. I cracked myself up. What can I say? You cracked me up too.
All right, looks like we are just dribbling a little bit of oil out of that rear diff, or that diff seal. This has become increasingly more frustrating for me. I just put new seals in when I rebuilt the front end of Chewy. The left side was persistently leaking, and now, after this trip, the passenger side started leaking. I do have some brand new Spicer ones, and it looks like I'll be putting them in before the Jamboree. This Gladiator, he's being driven by Adolfo, and he stopped me and he said, I've been following you for a long time. Actually mentioned you've been following us since Joseph was just a little wee lad. So, Adolfo, it was great to meet you. Hopefully you like this video. It's not very often that you get to see a scrambler, especially one that's as cool as this, so I couldn't help but to get a little closer for a nice look. What do you think, Joe?
I think I'm practicing
driving off-road. Really, for the first time? First time off-road really with obstacles. He gets to tackle 2 on this trip, and he does a great job.
Left edge up here in a couple spots, so be mindful.
Did you hear that?
Oh, great. I don't like heights very much.
This is not a drone, by the way. It's a selfie stick. Look out, student driver coming through.
Not that bad.
Bypassing into the obstacle.
How hard is that?
I don't know, have a look at it. Do the bypass. You're not ready for that. Yeah. Nice and easy. Alright, I don't think Joe's quite ready for that yet. But that's okay, we'll find something.
Right at the edge of the trail, put your passenger tire halfway up that boulder before you make a left-hand turn. Put your driver's side tire right across the middle of that loose boulder there. Make sure your rear tire clears that rock. Okay, you're good. Straighten it out. Okay, hold that line.
Have you hold that?
Yeah, sure. Just like that?
Yep, just like that. Kind of moving around periodically or whatever.
Okay.
Just anything that looks interesting.
This was really fun. Bringing this full-size pickup up through this obstacle with only just a little touch of the bumper was awesome, and Nathan did a fantastic job driving. I just met Nathan during this trip, and he's a member of my Facebook group, The Right Line Outdoors. Nathan, it was great meeting you, and great driving.
Okay, Okay, driver.
I have this habit of using the words driver and passenger. It's a shortcoming of many I have, but really the correct way is using left and right. Whatever really your group can agree to and what everybody can follow is appropriate.
Great. Stay that way.
When you're spotting, make sure to use big hand movements so that the driver can see you. No T-Rex arms with spotting, especially if you're doing night runs, because it's very hard to see the T-Rex arms.
Slow, slow. Stay that way. Go hard that way. Hard. Hold it, driver.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Hold it, driver. Hold it, driver.
That's good. Nice. That's good.
Andrew has decided to try the tough line here on this obstacle, and despite our best efforts, we couldn't quite make it happen, but he gave it his best for sure.
Nice and slow.
Right here is where most vehicles can pivot on their passenger side slider while turning right and clear the obstacle, but we just couldn't make it happen.
Keep going. We'll turn right. Keep going. Easy throttle. Don't stop. Now go left. Easy does it.
Joseph's first obstacle right here. I really wish I'd put a camera on the ground so we could get the scope of this obstacle. It wasn't nothing terribly hard, but he did a very good job, and he will definitely be ready for the next one.
So there is one other really hard obstacle on this trail, and it's a ledge. We'll get up to it here in another hour or so after lunch, and it's a hard one. It's only got a one bypass around it, and even the bypass is kind of hard now too. So we're going to see how we fare with that today. Really, you have to get over it. There really is no other option. Either that, or if you can't, you turn around and go back. We don't want to do that for sure, so we're going to see how that goes for us. I don't think I'll put Joseph on that one though. He may not be quite ready for that one. That's a hard one. If there is one not so nice part of the trail, it's right here. It used to be a road that would go up across there and down, and we're going to come up to that road here in just a little bit, but now the road's been diverted down into the wash. This is the one area in the trail that's not so nice to look at. Now that we're through the ugliest part of the trail, Now it starts getting a little bit nicer again. Get a little bit overgrown, overcovered. A lot nicer to look at. Hey, that's a big boulder on the trail right there. Yeah, this huge boulder wasn't here last time I was on the trail.
Somebody's just gonna have to give it a gentle nudge to the bottom. I can only imagine what that would sound like if it hit the bottom.
Yeah, I wonder what that sounded like when it hit the ground right there.
I want to know what it sounds like when it hits the bottom down there.
Maybe it didn't make any sound if no one was there to hear it. Oh my God, quit reading my mind.
Oh yeah, that bypass isn't much of a bypass anymore, is it? Sorry.
Bypass is a mill pass.
I don't think anybody will argue when I say that this is the toughest part of the trail. This nice ledge here is a challenge for sure.
Chad, I crawled that easy. Make sure that goes in the video.
Don't worry, Chad, you made the cut.
Whoa, Chris.
Please don't take this the wrong way, and I'm not knocking anybody, but when spotting, just make sure you give the driver plenty of room. I've almost been run over a couple times because I was standing just a little bit too close.
It's like a walk in the park, Kazansky.
This obstacle really is a tough one. Number one, because you just come out of the creek and your tires are wet. Number two, because the breakover angle on this obstacle is pretty steep, so long wheelbase vehicles have a bit of a hard time.
Hang on.
But some of these vehicles just walk right up this, and others really struggle.
Oh, that was a good line. It could be a good line. It's a tippy line. It's a commit. It's a commit in it and go line. Well, that did it.
And here's Chris showing us how it's done. Chris, those 37s work pretty good, don't they?
Keep coming. Keep coming. There you go. Hard driver.
Wow, walked right up.
This trail requires lockers. With a lot of the other obstacles, you can get away with not having them with the right line, but this obstacle specifically really needs lockers. And if you don't have them, make sure you come with a group who is prepared, because we ended up running winch rope for some vehicles and static straps for the others.
Reel it in.
We had 25 vehicles in our group, and just for the sake of keeping everybody safe, we ended up going to the equipment.
Driver's in, foot on the brake, transmission's in neutral.
Neutral or driver appropriate here, but definitely not park.
There
You
it
gotta
is.
protect that parking call.
Nicely done.
Ooh, watch out for those flying rocks. Hey, I realize there are lots of things that can go wrong in situations like this, so be very careful.
No, just keep it in low, keep it locked, and just let it crawl. Take your foot off the brake. Just apply only the slightest amount of gas.
That's it. That's all it needed.
Yeah.
Just a little tug.
Let him unhook it.
Some of us were just on the struggle bus with this obstacle, and I was one of them. I've been on this obstacle twice, and I have not been able to crawl over it unassisted. It's a tough one for sure.
You good?
And say what you want about rock stacking, I get it. I understand why rock stacking is not a good thing. I understand. But hey, these rocks were already here when we got there.
Yeah, your back tire went left of our rocks. The strap.
And with that, we will save the parts for the next trail.
Post-hug interview. How'd it go?
You know, it's always a bummer when you got to take a strap, but it saved the parts for next time, and I'm much happy driving this to work with me on Monday without any broken parts. So, kudos to the static strap.
Halfway down.
Oh, almost.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Adolfo killed it.
Long wheelbase for
Way
the
to go,
win.
Adolfo. Nice driving. The further we got back into the group, the harder it got, so we just elected to go right to the gear to get folks over this obstacle so we can move on.
There it is. That's it. Nice.
Nice.
Come on.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got 40 feet to go wherever you want to go.
Alright, this is Jim the bed Jeep. I am rolling the front forward. Go ahead, Drew.
That's it. Let me get out of your way.
3 feet. You're good. Below, you're good. Cut passenger. 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 Good.
Piece of cake.
Tire.
Coming.
See, it's actually a 4.5
Right
inch.
passenger.
Or
There you go,
3.5
right
inch.
there. Keep it coming.
So
Keep it
I
coming.
think this is
Little
about
more passenger. Looking good. Go a little driver. Keep coming. Little driver. A little more driver. Keep coming. Keep coming. More driver. There you go. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Take it slow. You're on a good line though. Keep it coming. Looks good. Looks good. Hold the line. I know you're tempted to turn past here, but don't do it yet. It's coming. Looking good. Looking good. Go driver. Slowly. There you go. Keep coming. Keep it driver. Hold that line. Make sure your back tire climbs that rock. So don't change your line. Keep coming. Just keep it slow. Looking good. Looking good. Climb it. Okay, start turning passenger just a little. Keep coming. Keep coming. Alright, don't turn anymore. Just keep it straight. Good. Go a little driver.
A little more driver. A little more driver. Oh, that's one way to do it. So the line is drag the driver front on the inside of that rock face.
Okay.
And then once you go past it, turn to drag that tire over the, you can see the ramp right in here.
Yep.
And drag that driver's side rear right over the top of that. Now driver. That's it. Come back passenger a little bit. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah, you got a little more room. You can go up a little higher. Nice. Now passenger. Okay.
Immediately follow the waterfall? Yes.
Can I drive all the way to the Crown King?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you can get us to the creek.
That shouldn't be that hard.
You say that now. Keep that line, go back driver. Keep that line. Keep that line. Okay, now come back passenger. Passenger. There we go, nice and slow. Nice and slow. There we go. Now you can see that boulder up there, I can't. You want to drag the driver's side just to the inside edge of that boulder. Keep going. Nice, cleared it. Nice. Nice. Good job. Nicely done. Nicely done.
Second obstacle.
Nicely done. Don't leave me hanging. I can't tell you how proud I am of Joe. He conquered those two obstacles. He did very well. Now, they weren't the toughest obstacles on the trail, obviously, but two obstacles nonetheless. And he loves being out here. He loves this stuff. He's got his own Jeep. He's got a 2001 Jeep TJ, and we're going to start filming some content for that soon.
Hey, I'm pretty good at this rock crawling thing.
You're getting there. You're getting there. It just takes practice.
If anybody wanted to drive on a trail with a sheer drop off hundreds of feet below on one side, wish granted.
No, please don't say that. Please don't say that. See, I ordinarily am not scared of heights, right? But when we're on a shelf road, off-roading, without the doors on, that's a different story. One way I'm kind of keeping track of where we are and like where the tires are is my left foot is currently where the middle of the tire is over here.
Okay.
Right on this running board.
The further up this road you get,
Trees change, the terrain changes, the road changes.
Smells like pine.
Smells like pine. That's how you know we're getting closer to Crown King.
adventures like this are awesome because they get us away from technology, they get us away from our phones, they get us outside into the fresh air where we're going to enjoy nature, also meeting new people and establishing new relationships, learning what our limitations are while we're driving. Life's an adventure, so you got to get out and enjoy it.
Cold, crisp air with pine trees.
Yep.
I have switched completely over to OnX Off-Road for all my mapping and software for building routes and such. There are a lot of benefits and perks to having memberships in there with discounts in various companies in the off-road industry, so it's worth an eye. It's worth checking it out.
Honestly, for everything we went through today, we did pretty good. I thought you were telling us not to be proud. No, not to be proud, but basically old women outrun us, okay?
Earlier in the day, we passed these two ladies that were hiking on the trail, and while we were struggling on that rocky ledge below, they passed us, made it up the hill, and then we passed them again. It was kind of funny.
So what happened to us this morning?
If we had started at the expected time, all other things equal, it would be 3:08 right now.
We got to the end of Lake Pleasant Road where the asphalt turns to dirt, and that's where we start the trail.
And able to do all the obstacles.
And the road was closed because they had some kind of a triathlon or something going on. And they weren't going to open the road until between 10 and 11 a.m. So what we did was we went back out to the highway, 74, went all the way down to Castle Hot Springs Road, the east end of that road, and then had to make a 2-hour detour to get onto the trail. So it ended up costing us 2 hours, but we finally made it to the trail. So now it's 5 o'clock, and we would have been here normally around 3 o'clock. And these... Hello again. Do you still have enough water?
Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay. We've passed those ladies twice now. Having a good time. It doesn't matter if you're in a Jeep or whatever, just having a good time. Snow run.
Yeah.
Beautiful up here when there's snow. I think the world of this trail. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell us how you think Joseph did driving. Be kind, he's a newbie. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share the content. And don't forget the link I put in my description for my Teespring merchandise. And we'll see you again next time.